Happening now, a press conference is scheduled today regarding a possible grand jury indictment in the accidental fatal shooting of a Sherman woman. Outgoing City Council President Gregory Rabb is blaming a Trump-style campaign for his defeat.
Well, take a look at what the senior class at JHS brought down to downtown Jamestown. Isn't this cute? But yeah, the class of 2012 is still better. I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, and it's not going to be as warm as it was, say, Tuesday when we had those high temperatures, but we'll see some partial sunshine, some rain comes our way this afternoon, and a cool down next week. We'll talk about it coming up.
Tis the season for local sports. The Buffalo Bills, St. Bonaventure, JCC, even the Jamestown Jammers, all that next in sports.
That's news now for Thursday, November 30th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And happy Thursday. Thanks so much for being here with us. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story. Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings had a lot to say on Tuesday about drug treatment and the violence in Jamestown causing a lot of problems. Our Ryan Hedrick with this special report.
It is a Wednesday night. It is cold and it is ominously quiet right here along Willard and Peterson Streets. 24 hours ago, not so much. 22-year-old Dylan Owenbay was stabbed to death. Jamestown police report finding his body at the corner of Willard and Peterson Streets about 7 p.m. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings is reacting to a multitude of issues tonight. Very candidly, he told us that this community has changed and that the distribution of methamphetamine is ripping this community apart at the seams.
There are states that are a lot worse than we are, but you know, again, I've said this before, nobody cares what's going on elsewhere. We care about what's going on here. What we're experiencing now is a shift in the drug of choice, and we're being flooded with methamphetamine, and it's crystal methamphetamine. And it's obviously coming from outside the area. That's why we're seeing almost no cooks anymore. We're not seeing the single bottle, very rarely. And I hate saying that because I usually jinx myself, but that's the change we're seeing. And you know, I don't know what the end game is.
Now let's be honest with ourselves. Drugs aren't the only issue. There's another issue that's glaring, beaming right at the face of the Jamestown Police Department, and it's lack of cooperation. Now we've heard the rhetoric and we've heard the speculation, but Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snelling says this is very real. The lack of cooperation and the defiance amongst the element that he categorizes as criminal. He says it's very difficult for police to close a case because naturally they aren't there at the first instance of it being committed. But he says if people would start coming forward and speaking up, this community would change and our neighborhoods would be stronger.
For us, it's paramount to solve cases because if we're not there, we don't witness it. I mean, we rely on people that are there, see things, because we need them to prosecute cases. You know, and I've said this again in the past, it doesn't matter what we know, it's what we can prove. And, you know, some of these shootings that, you know, they're classified as unsolved, we know who the shooters are. But we can't pursue charges without cooperation from victims. And, you know, that's paramount. And again, if we continue to allow that to happen, then in my opinion, we're given the green light to people to continue to act that way.
Now, Snellings has been a huge supporter of local treatment in this area. He sits on boards, he goes to meetings, he even spoke at Shonda Lynn's recovery event just a few months ago. But he says he's a little disappointed because he feels like there should be more available to addicts struggling to get recovery.
I think we still need to do a better job when it comes to the treatment side of it. We've leaps and bounds of where we were 4 years ago, but obviously we can still do better.
Now, what's next in this investigation? Good question. Naturally, police will still work the angles. They'll still try to talk to people they believe may have seen something, but generally, as Snelling said earlier, it's up to the community. We have to make a conscious decision. There are ways to get involved anonymously. You could dial the TIPS number, 483-TIPS, that's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation, or you could download the 411 app, by visiting the Jamestown Police Facebook page. Reporting from the corner of Willard and Peterson Streets in Jamestown, where a murder is still unsolved and they're looking for clues. I'm Ryan Hedrick, WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Ryan, thank you. For more on this story, visit our website, WNYNewsNow.com. In other news, a grand jury is expected to meet today in the case of a hunter shooting and killing a woman in Sherman. District Attorney Patrick Swanson told WGRZ-TV in Buffalo that he's looking to indict the suspected shooter Thomas Jadlowski on second-degree manslaughter charges or criminally negligent homicide. Jadlowski told investigators he thought he was shooting a deer when he killed Rose Bilquist last week. A press conference is scheduled for 4:30 this afternoon. You can watch it live right here on WNYNewsNow.com. Charges are pending following a head-on crash Wednesday evening on Route 20 in the town of Sheridan, which injured several people. That according to the sheriff's office. Deputies said that 25-year-old Jonathan Eddings of Silver Creek and 31-year-old Brian Nowak of Fredonia were flown by All-Star to the hospital for the treatment of their injuries. Their condition was unknown at the time of our broadcast. Eddings' vehicle crossed the center line into the oncoming lane, police said, and struck the vehicle of Nicholas Coppola. Other passengers were transported to Brook Memorial Hospital for their treatment of minor injuries. Responding to the crash, in addition to the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Department, were the Sheriff's Accident Reconstruction Team, the New York State Police, All-Star, and the Sheridan, Fredonia, and Silver Creek Fire Departments. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a first look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Thursday. We're almost close to that weekend. Let's do first weather. Let's kick it off with the weather headlines. Now, we got a few rain showers coming our way today. Nothing really big to write home about. I don't expect a big rain event. And, yeah, we got this in here. There is a very light wintry mix that could possibly mix with the rain showers early on Friday morning, but we expect no accumulation out of that. The weekend looks dry as a bone, so that's going to be absolutely fantastic if you want to do any outdoor activities. And we have a big cool down mid next week. We're talking below average temperatures to pretty much toward the mid and the end of next week. We'll break down all of this in that full First Defense forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you, Justin.
All right, Dakota, sounds good. Thank you. Outgoing City Council President at Large Greg Rabb blamed his loss on what he called the usage of Trump-style campaign of fear by his opponents. Rabb issued those statements on Facebook, pointing out what he believes are the reasons for his loss. He blames his opponent using his public talks on Islam and his public advocacy for transgender rights. Rabb also said he will continue to fight for justice in our community. Read Matt Hummel's story at our website, WNYNewsNow.com. Coming up next here, the Santa Claus is coming to town. The annual Jamestown Christmas Parade is Friday. More on those festivities after this, and a little later on, Ring-a-Ding-Ding. More on this year's Salvation Army Red Kettle Drop.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
The team that puts coverage first.
Defendant who was being arraigned on felony narcotics charge bolted from custody, ran through the trailer park here in the village. We're currently seeking his location.
Can you fathom somebody starting a fire?
I can't.
Honestly, knowing there are people in the building.
No, I cannot. the person had to have been sick.
Several shots rang out early Sunday morning.
They drove up by, shooting a couple rounds off.
Excited for Cameron, he was our only senior we had there, and he's put as much time or more than anyone I've ever coached. So
he says that Coach Wilcox had a tremendous impact on him, both on and off the mat.
The Jamestown Red Raider Marching Band is getting ready to set off to Chicago for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to News Now. The annual Jamestown Christmas Parade and Holiday Celebration is set for tomorrow right here in downtown Jamestown. Marketing and Events Manager for the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, Zach Agate, is here now with a parade preview. Zach, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, a lot of people turn out to these events, to the parade event. It's pretty famous in Jamestown. It's gotten a lot of coverage. I guess, what can we expect this year?
It is the biggest one-day event I think we have in Jamestown in the year. We usually have between 6,000 and 10,000 people. It's great. We have the Research Center back sponsoring again as the presenting sponsor, and we'll have the annual tree lighting. That'll be about 6:40 with the national anthem to follow, and then we'll be doing the entire parade, and we'll end with Santa and a good fireworks show for everyone. So that's exciting.
Exactly. So for your job, I'm sure, is it a lot of work trying to get things together? What do you do specifically?
So, the biggest thing has been collecting applications and getting all that set up, but working with the city to make sure we have everything they need permit-wise, and having the Parks Department has been great. The Parks Department has been great. It's setting everything up, and the holiday decorations look awesome, but the police department, the fire department, they all are involved with making sure everything's running smoothly, and the BPU with some power, and it's great. So everyone's helping out everyone.
And that's really what this parade is about. And we've seen over the last few years of people really coming together. I know was it last year that I think K9 Mitchell was honored with the parade. Who are you guys honoring this year?
So this year our Grand Marshal is Russ Dietrich. It fit with we have a Winter Games theme this year because the Winter Olympics are this coming winter-ish.
Right.
It's February. It is February. So we decided it would be great to have someone who gave back to the sports world but has also done so much for Jamestown, and Russ was the perfect choice. He's done so much for the area, and he's such a big name, so we're excited that he said yes and is going to be a great marshal.
That's awesome. Awesome. So parade-wise, how many? I guess I don't want to necessarily use the word floats,
right.
But how many folks are going to be involved?
So we typically say units, just because some of them aren't floats. We encourage people to at least decorate what they're putting in.
Right. You should at least put Christmas lights on your car.
Yes. As of this morning, we had 77 units at this point, and some of those might have one or two. And sometimes people show up last minute, and you might not be in the parade book, but at least we probably won't turn you away. So.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So, and can we look forward to candy again this year?
Oh, I'm sure there will be candy, and a reminder to everyone, do not throw your candy if you're in the parade. Please hand it. Let's not have any accidents or have kids running in the road. So.
Even though Russ Dietrich is the Grand Marshal, we don't want any of those baseball.
No, none of those.
Right?
Please hand it out.
Yeah, keep that to the field, please. So, all right. Well, Zach, thanks for being with us and coming in today, and we will definitely look forward to the parade. You can watch that live right here on Facebook. We got a great view of 3rd Street out our window, so be sure to tune into that this Friday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And now to your First Defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Now, your First Defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Do we have any floats in the parade this year with some guy dressed like Cousin Eddie, smoking a cigar, drinking a beer, emptying out his RV?
Maybe.
It would be awesome. I have not had any confirmed ones, but that would be great.
Okay, so last minute float ideas then.
Yeah, there you go. Last minute float ideas, guys. There you go.
Beer, and he's cleaning out the you-know-what.
Yep, there you go. Cousin Eddie right there. We all have a cousin Eddie in our family. All right, let's go ahead and get into weather. Let's start off with the First Defense Sky Vision Camera Network. You're looking live at North Tonawanda. You can see the cloud cover there. That's the Erie Canal. I don't show this camera very often. It is 50 out in North Tonawanda. This is in the southern part of Niagara County with a dew point of 27. Nice and low dew point. So the air is nice and dry with a west wind at 14 though. So the wind is really kicking up there. Now I showed this yesterday and I often tell you I'm not a fan of these long range weather outlooks. I don't really like these, but I want to show this again because there is increasing confidence that this will verify. Over the next 8 to 14 days, we could see below average temperatures right around after we start December. Now we're going to start December relatively warm, but after that we're going to start to cool off. You can see NOAA has us at a 70% chance of seeing below average temperatures across the southern part of Western New York and a 60% chance as you go throughout the remainder of Western New York. So again, I really don't like these outlooks, but there is some confidence that this will be the case, so we will keep an eye on that. First Defense Doppler radar, I've got the satellite radar on here. Now, this actually is not the Buffalo radar. The Weather Service told us this morning that they took the radar down for maintenance, so we're not looking at the single site. This is a composite imagery on the satellite and radar, and basically a composite imagery is all levels of the radar and different radars stitched together. And you can see we're clear across Western New York right now. We have some of the cloud cover hanging around, but no precipitation to speak of. This is the rain that comes our way this afternoon and tonight. So yeah, this rain is on its way toward the east and it will get here later on today. But first, let's break down the forecast for you so you can plan your day accordingly. Clouds increase and we bring in that rain chance throughout the afternoon hours. Highs in the upper 40s. The average high this time of the year is 41, so that's above average. So that'll still feel very nice with a southwest wind 9 to 14 miles an hour. And currently out at the airport right now as of this hour, it's 43 degrees. We have a wind chill index. It is 37 when you combine it with that south wind to 12. And you can see some of the cloud cover there at the JCC Skycam as well. Now let's take you through this hour by hour with future weather. You can see we have the clouds across the area now. You can see the rain lurking. Here it comes. It's on our back door. This is about 4 to 5 o'clock this afternoon. You can see it expands the area here. The darker green is pretty indicative of some heavier rainfall, but I don't expect very heavy rain out of this. It should be just mostly of the shower type variety. It starts to break apart and it moves eastward. We still have a chance for a few light rain showers throughout the southern tier throughout the evening hours before that goes away. Clouds remain throughout the overnight hours. And see these two little white little patches down here? Not out of the question, some of this is going to mix with some wet snowflakes. Yeah, I'm sorry. But the good news is we don't expect accumulation out of that. So that is the good news. So again, the forecast for tonight, rain showers, and it actually tapers off throughout the evening hours as you've just seen on the model there. And there is a chance that some of it could mix with a few wet snow flurries early on Friday morning. We'll dip down to freezing with a northwest wind 7 to 14 miles an hour. So it's not going to feel bad out there. We were just talking about the parade. Here's your forecast breakdown for the parade on Friday night. Now the parade starts at 6:30 in downtown Jamestown, but I know, a lot of us like to get here early. So I pretty much am going to start at 6 o'clock for you. 35 degrees. It's going to be chilly, but take a look at this. No precipitation to speak of. And of course, by the time the parade ends, it'll be nice and dry. So we don't expect any rain. And look at the winds, very light. And when you combine it with a temperature like that, it's not going to feel too bad, but it will be chilly. So make sure you do bundle up when you go out to the parade because it is going to be chilly. Zone weather. Let's break down tomorrow's forecast county by county for you. Here we go. We're going to start with Chautauqua County first off. You can see lower 40s will pretty much do it across all of Chautauqua County tomorrow. Again, early showers throughout the morning hours, but it tapers off, becomes partly cloudy with that northwest wind. So again, this is going to be right around average. Average high this time of the year is 41, and we're going to be right around it for tomorrow. Eastward into Cattaraugus County, again, lower 40s will do it. Some upper 30s showing up here, but again, these areas are down in the valley region, so of course it will be just a tad cooler down in that direction. Northward, we go into the Buffalo Metro, into Erie County, and you can see pretty much, again, lower 40s will do it through much of the region. Again, we don't expect a lot of rain here. There is a chance of a light snow or wintry mix, southern areas in southern Erie County, but everybody else is going to be nice and dry with a west wind, so it is going to feel nice out there. The next 7 days of your life on planet Earth on that Quick Solutions extended forecast, you can see the weekend looking nice and dry with temperatures above average, and it continues into Monday before the temperatures drop back on Wednesday. Take a look at that high of Wednesday at 37. We're bringing a chance for a few rain and snow showers on Wednesday as well. Ryan will have sports right after the break, so stay with us.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com. WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
From the Phone Zone Sports Desk, here's a look at what's trending. Bonnie's men's basketball up top with the big win on the road against Siena. Big-time production from their backcourt is Matt Mobley and Ladarian Griffin combined for 40 points. Griffin, a couple of nice moves to the bucket. Bonnies roll to a 75-55 win. To retain the Franciscan Cup, they're 4-2. They visit Buffalo on Saturday at Alumni Arena. The women's team, down by 14, made a late charge, but came up short. Losing 53-52, senior Mariah Ruff, who was honored before the game for becoming the 22nd member of the Bonnie 1,000 Point Club, scored 17 points. Jamestown Community College men's and women's teams back in the city last night to host Niagara. The women's team, talk of the town right now, red hot. Alexis Rodenbaugh, one of the reasons why her double-double, 23 and 13, propelled the Lady Jayhawks to a 94-72 win. The ladies are now 7-2. Before the game, freshman Olivia Lynn was named Region 3 Player of the Week. Lynn says she was a little nervous coming into the season with the increased level of competition.
I was a little nervous at first with the chemistry, being that I played against these girls all high school and I've never played with them, but it's just great to actually play with them. I love it. My primary focus during high school was to get the rebounds, because I actually set a school record for how many rebounds I got. So that was one of my goals, is just to focus on rebounding. And at the beginning of the season, it was a little hard for me since I'm not as tall as most of the girls I'm going against, but it was more practice during practice about boxing out and everything. We've gotten a lot better about it. So I'm so glad I put in the time that I put in, even on the off season. You always have to work no matter what. And I actually wasn't sure if I was going to play at college, but I decided that I love the sport too much not to play. So I'm really happy with my decision, and that you should really think, if you really love it and I know it's a lot of time to put into it, but it's really worth it.
In the late game, freshman Kenny Pitt scored 15, but it wasn't enough to hold Niagara off. Donnell Cathcart for Niagara, 31 points. He was dominating last night. JCC was down by 3 at the half, but they were badly outscored in the second half. Final score 81-67. The Bills are getting ready for the Patriots. LaShawn McCoy knows in order to beat the 9-2 Pats, got to score more than the 16 they did in Kansas City last week.
Yeah, now we got to capitalize. A lot of plays last week we left some meat on the bone, and we didn't get the total amount of yards we should have got on a lot of plays. So this week we're going to do the same thing as far as just capitalizing on them plays. Stay on the field, convert. Make the downs early manageable, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, things like that. Because they're a good team, and they know they got Tom, so he bails them out a lot. And if we could just, as an offense, stay on the field, beat the clock up a little bit, have him on the benches, playing great defense.
And only 7 months left until the Jammers open their season. Manager Anthony Barone says the organization is riding high. First, after the successful end of the season run last year, and then the pickup they just made with Isaiah Thomas, and the fact their attendance is up.
Our attendance has went up the last 3 seasons. I personally think it's a hot ticket in town. If you were at the ballpark the last month of the season, the playoff push, this was the place to be in Jamestown. It was exciting, good baseball, great entertainment on the field, off the field. It's been a really great process. I've been around the last 4 seasons, and and I know around the league thinks we're very valued, and we have a great facility, great ownership group. and we're just excited to be back again and try to compete for the championship. And I know our local support with fans and families and businesses is higher than ever. So we're excited. We can't wait till June 1st, till our home opener, and schedule should be out soon.
That's a look at what's trending in the Phone Zone Sports Desk. I'm Ryan Hedrick.
Happy holidays from WNY News Now.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Salvation Army bell ringers are out in full force, part of their annual Red Kettle Drive, with a funding goal of $112,000 this year. Wow. Captain John Merchant of the Salvation Army says the funds cover a variety of social services needs in our community.
I mean, we have the largest food pantry in Chautauqua County, serving between 650 to 1,000 families each month. We also do the Christmas giveaway, which will be the 19th and 20th of December, which last year we had about 560 families that we helped, and this year we're at 630 families.
Now, Dakota Merchant says anyone in need of help this holiday season can visit their South Main Street location or check them out online at uwawscc.org/Salvation-Army. We'll have a link to that on our website because that was kind of long.
Yeah, and you kind of screwed it up there.
I know.
Started.
It's written out like the letters. Yeah. I thought that would be easy to read, but in the moment of it, it's not. It's uwawscc.org/Salvation-Army. I think Storm's probably trying to pull it up so we can show you. But pretty cool. Lots of bell ringers out. We were talking last week about Black Friday shopping.
Right.
I was out. I saw them, threw a couple quarters in there. So, the only problem now though, when you used to like pay with cash all the time.
Right.
Like now that I'm an adult and have a credit card and stuff, I don't have cash anymore, so the change I get, I used to just throw in there. But now I'm just paid with a card, and I don't have any actual real money in my wallet.
A lot of people are using
their phone pay.
Yeah. What is it? Apple Pay and Google Wallet and all the the mobile-based payment systems. It slips my mind what they're called, but all those mobile-based payment systems, NFC technology. That's what it is.
Right.
Based off NFC.
Right. So that
near field communications.
You just put your phone up by the scanner.
And it automatically pays for you. And I think that might be the future. I mean, I think a lot of people probably doubted. Nobody's going to carry credit cards. It's not going to take on. And take a look at what happened.
Right.
I mean, nobody pays with cash or writes checks anymore. We all use our credit cards.
Right.
And then.
I think we have the website. So you couldn't hear us during that, but it's UAC, like SCC.org. Couldn't hear us there, but that's okay. You could see it. That's the website. So anyways, final weather real quick.
Yep.
Looking good for tomorrow.
It is looking good. Let's route Lynx 1. That's the main graphic system. Let's take that. And again, I'll show the parade forecast one more time for you, just so that way you can just kind of see that one more time again. It is looking fine for tomorrow night. The parade starts at 6:30 here in downtown Jamestown. You can see really no chance of rain. There is a 10% chance at 6 and 7 o'clock, but that's just a very small chance of a light rain shower.
Right.
Very light wind. And again, when you combine temperatures like that with a very light wind, you won't.
Be amazing.
Yeah, you won't have that wind chill index, but it will still be cold. So bundle up when you come to the parade Friday night. Now, one final look at the Quick Solutions extended forecast one more time. You can see the weekend, it's looking boring. Really, there's really no weather to speak of on the weekend. It's going to be dry, so that is the good news. Any
that's
outdoor
nice.
activities?
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you know, any activities you want to do, it's going to be fine for that. The above-average temperatures continue on Monday and Tuesday. We're bringing a chance for a few rain showers on Tuesday before the temperatures drop off into the upper 30s with a chance for a few rain and snow showers on Wednesday.
Awesome. Dakota, thank you.
You're welcome.
Before we let you go, we have some new video into our newsroom from Tuesday's car chase that started in Lakewood as a domestic violence incident. Take a look at this video. It was shared on Facebook of the chase going through Mayville. Now, for more on this and to watch the whole thing, you can visit our website, WNYNewsNow.com. So that's going to do it for today. Be sure to join
Appropriate
us
music.
tomorrow, right? In the meantime, head to WNYNewsNow.com where coverage comes first. Crazy. I'm glad no one got first basketball.
See you tomorrow.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You get in the apartment and you had get in the apartment. Hey, get over here, you in the white shirt. So why